Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. This week we are building up to a full moon that is exact on the 26th and the 27th, depending on where you live on this planet. It's a Scorpio full moon, and a lot of the planets that are in Taurus, and actually the moon, which will be in Scorpio, are all squaring Saturn in Aquarius. So this is a challenging moon in that we may see where timing becomes a factor. Saturn rules time, it's discipline, it's our maturity, it's our adulting. On some level, this is going to be called into play with this moon. Now, this is amazing, right? We drew bat this week as our totem animal. And bat spirit is actually very, very Scorpio in that its main message is the power of rebirth. The ability to accept that death is part of a cycle and that renewal is on the other side of it. So we can see in our life this cycle of death and rebirth on so many different levels, not just physical death happening, but the deaths of relationship, of ideas, of times in our life, that reminds me of that song, There's a Season, right? There's a season for everything. And as we move from phase to phase, there is a part of us that we have to let go of. This week, whenever bat comes up, it means that we're in territory that is new, that may make us uncomfortable, that we may not know how to navigate. And specifically, bat, when it's upright like this, it talks about new relationships being formed, whether that's work relationships, friendships, or romantic sexual relationships, where we have to shed our experience that may hold us back from opening up to this new unknown territory. It's like you keep the wisdom of the past and you let go of, I guess it would be like the disappointment and the heartbreak and the resentment and the grief. This is like a reoccurring theme, really this year, that 2021 really wants us to move forward with a new identity that really harkens to like a burning of the past. This Saturn-Uranus square that we're going to have, that we really are having throughout this year, really shows us where Saturn being the past, being time, being that which holds us back, and Uranus saying new consciousness, new relationships, new circumstances, new ideas. So there's this interplay between this new world forming and us looking over our shoulder at the past. Bat says, move forward in faith and trust. That even though it may seem dark and foggy and it's new, right? It's new territory. Your intuition is going to show you the way. You're going to be shown the way. Our crystal, this is bismuth, and it is a crystal metal type amazingness. Actually, my son picked some bismuth out as we were driving cross country. It was my first experience with this material, with this sacred material. And it was profound, truly. Just look at that. The way that it's formed, this is very Saturn, right? You see the structure, right? It's very linear, squares. But then it has this Uranian energy with all that, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius makes me think of rainbow, right? The rainbow children with this rainbow. This is a perfect crystal to be working with this year, bismuth, if you can get your hands on it. It really has this combination of this Saturn and Uranus energy that we're all experiencing, both within, but as a society as well. Are you in touch with your creative intelligence? Are you willing to look at life with a fresh perspective, right? What did we just talk about? Going into the future with beginner's mind, even though, you may be very versed on certain types of relationships or circumstances or career paths. It's like we're being called to have this childlike sense of wonder. Use the symbols of geometry to help create pathways for developing the mental body. So sacred geometry is going to be really helpful to us as we work on, well, just this new identity, on redefining who we are. Take one step at a time, knowing that answers will be revealed to you as you work systematically and methodically. Systematically and methodically is Saturn. Uranus is trusting that higher self, that higher consciousness. Now, this is the systematic working. This is interesting because our plant ally this week is oak. Oak is about strength, but when we are too plodding, when we are working too hard, we can become brittle, and then we can't bend with the changes, right? And this year is all about changes. This card really warns us to evaluate, are we at peace with going step by step, brick by brick? And it's also a reminder that perhaps why things didn't work in the past is because we went too fast, right? Or didn't turn out exactly how we wanted because we went too fast. And Oak is saying, one step at a time, making sure that you're balancing this strength, this discipline with ease and fluidity. And a new deck, we got the card of talent. So what I've been talking about in these videos, really since this year started, was this uniqueness that we each have, right? Our purpose is as specific as our thumbprint, and then as different from everyone else as our thumbprint is different from everyone else's. This year, with all of this Aquarius energy, you remember we started this year with Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in Aquarius. So we both have this energy of the expansion to find what truly makes us unique, the luck to go with that uniqueness and that talent that is specifically ours. But we also then are going to have the discipline, the maturity, the structure, the strength to call it down into the material world and create something lasting, to create something lucrative. So we still have all planets direct until really the day after this full moon. The day after this full moon, Pluto will be going retrograde. And then we will have many of the planets turning retrograde throughout the summer, right? The summer is going to be a time of recalibration, rethinking. Right now, really ask, like, where are you talented? What is your talent? What is your greatest talent? And how are you using it? Are you afraid of it? Are you afraid that if you pursue it, you're not going to have the resources to manifest it? This year is going to give it to you. And yes, it will take discipline. If you look at this, this is a dancer. And to be a truly great dancer takes hours and hours and hours of work every week, week after week, to perfect the body-mind connection. So talent isn't enough. You have to have the discipline and the maturity to cultivate that talent so that you can do it with your eyes closed. So there's something this week that's calling you. I mean, this whole year it's going to be calling you. That which makes you unique is your talent, combined with all of that past, all of that wisdom you've gained from the past. You mix it up in that soup, right? And that's the purpose. That's the next chapter. That's the next identity, the next job, the next passion, whatever it is. And, you know, that spirit says, it acknowledges, oh yeah, you're feeling like you're in the dark. You're feeling like you're hanging upside down. You're waiting for the shoe to drop. But keep going. Trust and have faith that if you've been given this passion, this desire, this vision, this love for something, this desire for bliss and to feel on purpose, on point, that you're doing something good for the rest of the world and for yourself, you're going to be shown the way. When oak comes up again, right, it's saying step by step. So you may not be shown like the entire path and the way it's going to go, The candle light, right, that Bat offers may only illuminate that next step. But that's enough. These cards are saying, like, that's enough. Take one step at a time, knowing that answers will be revealed to you as you work systematically and methodically. This, how can I get them to where you can see, peek at all of them? This takes faith. This takes courage. That's what all that Aries energy has been building up inside of us. You know, we take the cosmic weather, it awakens it within us. And even though the cosmic weather changes, we can continue to take that energy in. So I want to encourage you guys to take this energy that all this planets in Aries have given us to push forward, move forward, be courageous, be bold, shock people with your belief in yourself and your belief in your own dream. I mean, in some ways, I think that's what makes people like truly successful is, you know, if one believes in oneself, that is a contagious energy that can't be denied. And then other people have to then believe in you because you're setting the tone, you're setting the bar. I also love oak as a message because, you know, that tiny little acorn becoming like the strongest species of tree, right? But it starts tiny, and in that tiny little acorn, there is the map of the giant oak that it becomes. Inside of you is the map of your highest, greatest purpose, your absolute best, highest vibrational life. It's in you. I mean, should we just stop there? I think the reading's done. So, talent, we all have it. And we have multiple talents. This week, you're gonna get a calling. Remember, ease and fluidity, a step at a time. The path is only illuminated one step ahead now. And that's to force you into faith and trust this year. If you want more, because there are some mantras I'm going to go into, because bismuth, Pallas Athena, is its archetypal energy, its avatar, so to speak, and she's all about strategy. So we're going to get into that on the extended weekly woo that patrons on patreon.com/thegoodwoo have access to. Before we leave, because I'm always trying to get this to 15 minutes, I want you to just think of something that, you know, you have a question about this week, right now. Think about what that is. What is the question? What do you need to know? Is there more information you need to make the move, to embrace your dreams, to go for this goal, to have the courage and faith? Let's shuffle it and we'll see, what do we need to see? No. Let go. Oh. Know and let go. And I think this really has to do with how this full moon is coming in to help us release. Scorpio is all about healing the trauma of the past, the betrayal, the power struggles, where you have betrayed, forgiving yourself. We have a massive portal here with this full moon coming in. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's the no, because you have to let go. What is it you need to let go of, right? With this full moon coming in. And if you don't know where Scorpio is in your chart, I want to encourage you guys to get on the internet or email me. Let me help you. Let someone help you find where this full moon is falling in your chart, because it's going to show you that's where you have to let go. That's where a no is coming in, so that you can move forward with all of this awesome energy coming in. I hope this helped you guys. Please email me at info@thegoodwoo.org if you have any questions, and join us over at Patreon. Bye.